What if I told you the toughest emotion that you're experiencing right now can be a blessing? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Inside Mental Wellness, where we'll be discussing matters concerning mental health. My name is Zainab Abdullahi. I'm a counseling psychologist and in the journey of being a clinical psychologist. I am registered and licensed by the Counselors and Psychology Board of Kenya. I am also a member of the Muslim Psychology Association. I have been on this journey for 4 years, and I have been able to work with clients who are going through anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem issues. Some clients who are feeling stuck in life, by helping them find themselves through a self-discovery journey, learning coping skills to handle tough life situations, and also being able to learn and relearn so as to better their life. Why is Inside Mental Health as a program important to us? We will be able to discuss topics that affect every single one of us, whether directly or through somebody we love. Our mental well-being. I know it can be a very heavy topic and maybe even a little bit intimidating. Imagine having a candid, thoughtful, and surprisingly accessible conversation about the thing we often only think about in silence. So, for example, stress, anxiety, relationship, what is our purpose in life, and how do we heal? This show will bring you real stories from real people, and we will also bring experts who will bring it all down in a way that finally makes sense to everybody. We will try our best to make the show a free therapy session without the coaches. Ever been curious about therapy and didn't know where to start? This show pulls back the curtains. You'll hear from leading therapists and people who've been through it, demystifying the entire process and giving you practical tools you can use in your own life right now. You'll feel less alone. This show covers everything from grief and anxiety to navigating family tension and finding your purpose. Hearing others share their journey makes you realize that you're not going through this alone. And all of us, we are human. And most importantly, all these things are manageable. You are not alone in how you're feeling. It's more than just mental illness. This show is for everybody, not just those with a diagnosis. That is, people who have been diagnosed with maybe depression and bipolar, not only those ones, but everybody. It's about building resilience and improving your relationships and understanding yourself better. It's about learning how to truly thrive, not just by getting by. As the World Health Organization states, mental health is a state of well-being where you can cope with stress, work productively, and contribute to your community. We will also break down the stigmas. By choosing to listen and learn, you are helping to break down the outdated stigmas that still surround mental health. It's a sign of strength and not weakness. To understand what's going on in your own mind. Investing in your own mental health is the most important thing you can do for yourself and for others around you. Let's start this conversation. Why is it important to talk about mental health? Talking about mental health is important because it helps people feel better and get the support they need. Just like when we go to the doctor when we feel sick. We should also talk about our feelings when we are feeling sad, when we are feeling stressed, or when we are worried. When we talk about mental health, we learn that we are not alone. As we are sharing our pains, we realize that other people are going through the same pain also. We can find help before things get worse. Talking helps us release our emotion and challenges us to find solution for the crisis that we are facing. For example, a couple who are going through marital problems can get help to salvage their marriage before it gets worse, or they end up getting a divorce. We help others feel safe to share their feelings too. Talking about mental state helps others feel safe and comfortable to share their feelings too. It's okay not to be okay. Talking about it is the first step to feeling better. When we say mental health, we mean our emotional, psychological, and our social well-being. It is how well a person thinks, feels, and acts. In clinical terms, it's about how our mind is working and how we are able to handle stress, relate to others, and make good choices. When we have good mental health, what does that mean? It means that we are able to cope with everyday problems. We feel okay about ourselves most of the time, and we are able to build and keep good relationships. We are also able to manage our emotions like sadness, anger, or fear. If somebody has a mental health problem, it means they might struggle with thoughts, feelings, or behavior that makes their daily life hard. What are the most common mental health issues found in Kenya and their causes? In Kenya, some of the most common mental health issues include depression. Depression means it's a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest in things and activity you once enjoyed. Another mental issue happening in Kenya is anxiety. Anxiety means excessive and persistent worry and fear that interferes with our daily life. Also, substance abuse. So, excessive use of drugs or alcohol that hinders how we do our daily task. This condition often arises due to factors such as poverty, unemployment, family problems, trauma. Trauma means a deeply distressing or disturbing experience, and also lack of access to mental health care. Using data sourced from the 2022 Kenya Demographic and Health Survey, it showed that a large community in Western Kenya, Maseno, Kisumu area, found about 10.8% of adults had a common mental health disorder, mainly mild depression or anxiety. When people seek medical care, doctors often miss these problems, even though up to 42% of patients at General Hospital showed signs of depression or on screening tools, but only 4% had official diagnosis. So that is a huge difference. What does this tell us? It shows us that a lot of people have mental health symptoms. Many tens of thousands in Kenya show signs of anxiety or depression, even more than official diagnosis suggest. Most aren't diagnosed or treated. In clinics, mental health gets overlooked and many aren't connected to care. Most government hospitals don't have clinical psychologists, hence these issues are easily dismissed. Youth are heavily affected. Teenagers, especially in school or low-income living conditions, often show very high rates of distress. There are specific groups that faces even greater risk. People living with chronic condition. Chronic condition can be things like cancers, diabetes, or even HIV, or other people who have stressful living circumstances show high rates of mental health issues. For example, having a chronic disease like cancer with no means of curing it can cause a lot of stress to an individual. How our daily habits affect our mental health. Our daily habits have profound impact on our mental well-being. Small, consistent action can either support or harm our emotions and psychological health. Here's how our habits influence mental well-being. The first one, sleep. Poor sleep increases stress, anxiety, and mood swings. So the less we sleep, the more uneasy we feel and how easily we can be triggered by actions of others and causing more stress in our life. Another thing is nutrition. Excessive sugar or processed food can worsen our moods. For example, I can also give an example with myself. When I eat gluten or wheat, it makes me feel really moody. I think it's because of the high processed sugar in it. So it makes my mood feel a bit off. So that shows how nutrition can cause our feelings to be just worse with what we eat. Not having physical activity, meaning you sit around all day, or at workplace where you have offices where you sit down all day on your laptop. This causes feeling sluggish, and which means your body and brain feel slow, tired, or unmotivated. Not working out or walking or exercising also causes more stress and anxiety. Exercise helps release happy chemicals. Without it, stress builds up, so which can also cause worse mood, which means that you might feel more irritable or sad without movement. The fourth one, too much screen time, always on the phone or TV. So with our day to day, we find ourselves always on TikTok, Instagram. If we're not there, we're watching movies, even when we are at workplace. So we are always engaged to our social medias. So this can cause us to feel very overwhelmed and anxious. Too much news on social media can make you even more worried, which causes more anxiousness. So watching news that about maybe wars all the time, from the beginning of your morning till the end, maybe you're watching CNN, you're watching channels just showing negative things, can make you feel even more overwhelmed and anxious. Also, it disturbs our sleep. So the blue light from the skin tricks your brain to staying awake. So you don't have that hormones that makes you feel sleep because of the blue light. We lose Being on the screen makes you lose connection with people. So staring at the screen means less face-to-face time with other people. Lastly, when we lose social connection, we feel isolated. This shows in how humans feel lonely. So human needs connection. Without it, you feel empty or unloved. No connection with other people makes you overthink. Being alone too much can make you have negative thoughts, and those thoughts can be louder and louder each time. And also, we have less support because you do not have people around you, no one to talk to when you are struggling. So this also impacts how our mental health is. For our fifth point, also not having social connection, that is feeling isolated. So not having those connections makes us feel lonely. Every human needs connection. Without it, you feel empty or unloved. Also, not having any connection with people makes you overthink. So being alone too much can make people have negative thoughts, and those negative thoughts become louder and louder each time. Also, the negative thoughts impact how we feel. So it makes us feel maybe cranky or feel unloved, and feeling unloved also causes us to have bad behaviors. So we end up getting into bad habits because of how we feel, which happen because of overthinking. Also, not having a connection with other people makes you have less support when you're struggling. When you have no one to talk to, you don't have anybody to help you in tough moments. And lastly, no mindfulness or relaxation, meaning you're always feeling rushed. So not taking time to relax makes you feel stressed always. So no breaks means your mind is always busy and you don't have time to rest. Also, it is very hard for us to focus when we don't have that connection with other people. We cannot focus on the things that are important to us. So it's hard to focus. Your brain feels scattered and overwhelmed. So we also have emotional outburst. Small things make you snap because you're not able to relax yourself. There are simple ways to care for mental health. So what are daily tasks that you can do to help have a very good mental health day? Firstly, prioritizing our sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours and maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Good sleep enhances emotional resilience. Secondly, move your body. Even a 10 minutes walk or stretch session helps. Exercise releases endorphins, which reduces stress and depression. And endorphins is our feel-good hormones, which is released in our brain. Thirdly, eat mindfully. Include whole food, stay hydrated, and limit caffeine or alcohol. Actually, alcohol, do not take it. Fourthly, practice gratitude. Write down 3 things that you feel grateful for each day. So by the end of the day, have a notebook where you have things that you wind down with. So write things that you're grateful for and you are proud of yourself for. The 5th one, limit screen time. Take breaks from social media and news. Mindful usage of screen time improves mental clarity. The 6th one, connect with others. Call a friend, join a community, or engage in meaningful conversation. Make sure that you take deep breath. Pause for a minute and do a slow breath when you feel stressed. Another one, you can practice taking deep breath. Pause for a minute and take slow breath when feeling stressed. You can also set small goals. Accomplishing little tasks boosts our confidence. Another way is also spending time in nature. Even a short walk outside can improve your mood. And lastly, laugh and have fun. Engage in hobbies or activities that bring you joy. By making small intentional choices each day, we can build habits that nurtures long-term mental well-being. We have now come to the end of today's program. I'm excited and happy to be with you through this journey of discovering ourselves and healing. Feel free to ask us any question and comment through our social media platform. Ma salam.